Public speaking is one of the most common fears, known as glossophobia, affecting nearly 77% of people, according to the National Institute of Mental Health. However, it is a skill that can be mastered through psychological techniques, cognitive reframing, and practice. Below, I'll explain in detail how to overcome the fear of public speaking using science-backed strategies and different approaches tailored to different personality types. Why do we fear public speaking? From a biological perspective, our brain perceives public speaking as a threat due to our evolutionary survival instincts. The amygdala, responsible for the fight-or-flight response, triggers adrenaline and cortisol, causing symptoms like a racing heart, sweating, and shaking. From a cognitive perspective, many fear public speaking due to negative self-perception, such as, "I will fail" or "they will judge me." The spotlight effect, a psychological bias, makes us believe that the audience is scrutinizing every move, though they aren't. From a social perspective, fear of judgment or social rejection linked to social anxiety causes stress. Negative past experiences, like forgetting lines in school, reinforce the fear. Understanding these mechanisms helps in applying targeted strategies to rewire the brain's response to public speaking. Cognitive reframing, which is changing your mindset, is backed by cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT studies show that changing your internal dialogue can reduce fear by 50%, according to Beck in 2011. How to apply it? Instead of thinking, "I will mess up," reframe it as, "I am prepared and have valuable information to share." Instead of, "They will judge me," reframe it as, "They are here to learn, not criticize." Treat nervousness as excitement, not fear. Studies from the Harvard Business Review in 2013 show that telling yourself "I'm excited" tricks the brain into responding positively. Exposure therapy, or gradual practice, is backed by systematic desensitization introduced by Joseph Wolper in 1958. Exposure therapy is a proven psychological technique for overcoming phobias by gradually increasing exposure to the fear source. How to apply it? Start by speaking alone in front of a mirror. Move to recording yourself and playing it back. Practice with close friends before speaking in a larger group. Use VR simulations or apps like virtual speech to mimic real audiences. Finally, speak to a small group and then scale up to larger audiences. Studies show that incremental exposure can reduce speaking anxiety by 30 to 40% within weeks. The 4-7-8 breathing method brings about physiological calmness. This technique is backed by Dr. Andrew Weil's breathing techniques. The 4-7-8 breathing method helps reduce cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, inducing calmness. So how do you apply it? Well, it's pretty simple. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 8 seconds. Repeat this 4 to 5 times before stepping on stage. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology in 2018 showed that controlled breathing can reduce anxiety by 20 to 30% in high-stress situations. The power pose strategy, also known as body language for confidence, is backed by Amy Cuddy's Harvard study on body language from 2012. To apply it, before your speech, stand in a power pose for 2 minutes. This means arms wide, chest lifted like a superhero. Doing so increases testosterone, the confidence hormone, and decreases cortisol, the stress hormone, by 25%. It's important to avoid closed-off body language like crossed arms or looking down, as it reinforces fear. Speakers who used power poses before a speech were rated as more confident and engaging by audiences. Use visualization techniques, also known as mental rehearsal. This approach is backed by neuro-linguistic programming and sports psychology. To apply it, close your eyes and visualize yourself speaking confidently. Imagine the audience nodding, smiling, and clapping. Studies show that mental rehearsal enhances actual performance by 30%. According to the Journal of Experimental Psychology, 2017, this technique is used by Olympic athletes to perform under pressure. The talk-to-one-person technique is backed by the social connection theory. To apply it, instead of thinking of the crowd as a massive audience, focus on one friendly face and speak as if you're having a one-on-one conversation. Rotate eye contact to different individuals every few sentences. This tricks the brain into feeling like a casual conversation rather than a performance. The first 30 seconds rule helps reduce initial fear and is backed by behavioral psychology, specifically the habituation effect. To apply it, memorize your first 30 seconds or introduction word for word. Once you get past the initial fear spike, the brain adapts and stress levels drop by 40%. The hardest part of a speech is the beginning, so making it smooth sets the tone for success. Reframe the audience as supporters, not critics. This is backed by the friendly audience theory from Princeton University, 2016. Recognize that the audience wants you to succeed. They are not waiting for you to fail. Shift your mindset from "I'm being judged" to "I am helping these people learn something new." Smile and engage with them like a conversation, not a performance. Studies show that when speakers perceive the audience as friendly, they perform 40% better. Final thoughts. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, so try a combination of these methods. If you have intense fear, start with gradual exposure therapy and breathing techniques. If you lack confidence, use power poses and cognitive reframing. If you struggle with nervousness before speaking, focus on visualization and the first 30 seconds rule. To summarize, reframe fear by turning nervousness into excitement. Use exposure therapy. Small steps build confidence. Practice breathing and power poses to reduce physical anxiety. Visualize success. Your brain believes what it sees. Focus on one person to avoid feeling overwhelmed by the crowd. Remember, the audience wants you to win. You got this. Public speaking is a learnable skill, and with consistent practice, your fear will fade away over time. So, which method are you going to try first? Please like, subscribe, and comment for more videos. Thanks.